Sister Wives fans, rejoice. Janelle's love life has taken a dramatic turn once again. And this time, it isn't just all about romance, but secrets, tension, and shocking revelations. After months of speculation and whispers, Janelle's new boyfriend has broken his silence, revealing details fans have only dreamed of, and fueling a firestorm around Kody's leaked, narcissistic collapse. The internet is ablaze, the discussion boards are abuzz, and once again, the eyes of the reality TV world are firmly set on the Brown family. For years, audiences have watched the portrayally and often dramatic relationships within the Brown family. Kody Brown, the patriarch, has always been a divisive figure. Some find his commitment to polygamy and family structure admirable, while others criticize his controlling nature and the stress of multiple marriages on one man. Viewers have speculated endlessly about the dynamics between Kody and each of his wives, particularly Janelle, whose kind, strong, and independent nature has made her the clear fan favorite. Now, new insider information is giving everyone a peek into what goes on behind closed doors, and it's more shocking than anyone anticipated. According to sources close to Janelle and her new boyfriend, she's finally found someone who not only supports her, but also understands the challenges she's faced as a Brown wife. This relationship, described as calm, respectful, and deeply nurturing, seems to stand in stark contrast to the tension and emotional turbulence fans have seen on the show. For the first time, someone from Janelle's life outside the Brown family is speaking publicly about the strain that years of living under Kody's controlling tendencies have caused. The revelations are dramatic, eye-opening, and even a little heartbreaking for those who have supported the Brown family over the years. According to sources close to the family, Janelle's boyfriend has witnessed first-hand moments of Kody's behavior that viewers have only speculated about. Insiders refer to narcissistic collapse as a key phrase when describing moments where Kody became overwhelmed by any criticism, public scrutiny, or even his own expectations of control. It is during these moments, according to insiders, that he displays patterns of emotional outbursts, manipulation, and the need to dominate family narratives in a way that creates tension, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion for those close to him. While reality TV has always dramatized family dynamics, the candid words of her boyfriend paint a far more personal and detailed picture than what the audiences have seen on screen. Much of the surprise lies not only in just how forthcoming Janelle's boyfriend has been, but also how he seems to make pointed points that speak not only to Kody's personality, but also to Janelle's resilience, and how she chose to protect her emotions. Fans have long admired Janelle for her poise under pressure, but hearing these first-hand accounts of what she endured emotionally adds a new layer of empathy and understanding. To him, there had been many instances where Janelle had to battle through Kody's mood swings, his penchant to control most things, and most definitely being in a plural marriage in which her voice was not always heard or valued. Social media reactions are immediate and intense. Debates about what this means for the Brown family light up Twitter threads, Instagram discussions, and fan forums. Sympathy for Janelle abounds, praising her for finding a man who would respect her autonomy, who would treat her as an equal. Others find themselves fascinated and even shocked by what many refer to as a narcissistic collapse, in wonder that such personal turmoil could exist behind the polished, edited scenes of reality television. Though highly controversial, leaks and insider accounts have now driven how audiences view the Browns, shifting the conversation from simple polygamy drama into an examination of personality, control, and emotional well-being. Also not to be overlooked is the timing of this revelation. For years, Janelle's personal life has remained relatively private, leaving fans to make educated guesses about her state of happiness and what her future might hold. her new boyfriend steps forward and changes that dynamic completely. It is not just a story about romance, it's one about agency, courage, and a person taking back her narrative. He reportedly said, "I've watched Janelle handle so much, and she deserves to have her story told truthfully. This isn't about revenge, it's about clarity and support." This single statement has rekindled fan interest in the series and in the Brown family dynamics. Past season episodes are being reevaluated. Even clips that seemed unimportant at first are now under a microscope with these newest insights. Fans are putting together pieces of how Kody's actions might have set off an alarm related to deeper issues, such as when he held complete control over decision-making or retreated emotionally, and how these incidents may have completely changed their assumptions about each wife's experience. It also becomes increasingly apparent how much polygamy dynamics can heighten the individual personalities. It is, by nature, a very convoluted process when dealing with multiple relationships under one roof. And paired with personality traits like Kody's, chaos stood to ensue. Claims state that Janelle, always having been the compassionate, steady one, absorbed much of these difficulties and often mediated conflicts, trying to hold peace together. Having a personal inside account from someone outside the family who has directly witnessed these personal struggles adds truth and validity to what little fans have seen on the screen. What makes this moment even more compelling is a balance the boyfriend strikes between transparency and respect. He doesn't vilify Kody outright. Instead, he contextualizes his behavior, acknowledging that managing multiple marriages is extremely demanding and that Kody's struggles are, in part, human. Yet he doesn't shy away from calling attention to behaviors that were harmful, manipulative, or controlling. This honesty resonates with fans because it offers both insight and empathy, rare qualities in reality TV commentary, which often leans towards sensationalism. As this plotline unfolds, it's clear that this is more than a revelation of gossip. It's a pivotal moment for the Brown family and the fans who have watched them for over a decade. It really forces viewers to confront the reality of the relationships and reconsider assumptions, and maybe even understand why Janelle made the choices she did in moving forward with her life and finding love outside of the family structure. In the end, Janelle's new relationship and her boyfriend's courageous disclosure serve as a reminder of the complexity behind the cameras. Reality TV can only show edited drama, but real life carries layers of emotion, struggle, and resilience. Now, fans are not only being exposed to the drama of a polygamist family, but also to the story of a woman who found the courage to speak, strength to move forward, and support with someone who actually respects and values her. And for many viewers, that makes this revelation one of the most captivating, inspiring, and newsworthy moments in Sister Wives history. Janelle Brown has always been an enigma to Sister Wives fans who appreciate her warmth, resilience, and ability to balance the complexities of polygamy. Yet behind the poised public persona of the mother of six, fans have always speculated as to whether Janelle is truly happy, especially amid years of tension and controversy surrounding Kody's leadership in their family. Now, for the first time, we are getting a look at a very private portion of Janelle's life. One that has largely been sheltered from the cameras for many years. According to sources close to the reality star, Janelle's new boyfriend is not only a romantic partner, but brings stability, respect, and much-needed care into her life. He reportedly understands the unique pressures Janelle faced in the Brown marriage and approaches with empathy rather than control. Anyone who has watched Janelle's journey would know that such a connection is hard to come by. Years of managing her own household, brokering family feuds, and walking on eggshells around Kody's volatile personality took a lot of courage and emotional preparedness for her to dive into another relationship. In his first public statements, Janelle's boyfriend expressed admiration, not only for her strength, but also for her ability to remain compassionate despite the challenges she endured. He said, "Janelle is one of the strongest people I know. She's been through so much, and all I want is to support her, respect her, and ensure she has the happiness she deserves." Fans love this quote because it confirms what many have long suspected. Life in the Brown family was emotionally taxing for Janelle, and she needs a partner who will look out for her well-being. What really makes this relationship so interesting, though, is how it contrasts with Janelle's past experiences in polygamy. While often hierarchical, tense, or filled with conflict, Kody's relationships are quite different from Janelle's new partner, described as truly partnering with his lady in the relationship. A source described their connection to be built on communication, mutual respect, and shared values that were sometimes missing in the Brown household. The boyfriend reportedly listens, supports, and empowers Janelle, allowing her to express herself fully without fear of judgment or retribution. Reactions on social media have been absolutely positive. Fans of Janelle's journey applaud her for taking matters into her own hands regarding her personal life, and for entering into a relationship where her voice is both recognized and appreciated. Memes, Instagram posts, and threads on Twitter hail her as a source of inspiration, a girl who simply refused to accept anything less than she was worth. The general outpouring of support reflects a bigger cultural trend. Viewers increasingly rally around reality TV personalities who value self-respect and emotional health over conventional expectations or public opinion. But the boyfriend's role is not only emotional support. According to sources close to her, he has also been instrumental in helping Janelle navigate public scrutiny and balance her life out. Being in the limelight is never easy, and reality TV personalities often bear the worst of invasive commentary, criticism, and speculation. By being a solid rock, Janelle's partner manages these pressures for her, so that her focus is more on happiness and personal growth than on the verdicts of others. This level of partnership is quite enviable, and that's probably why the news of them came across so well with their fans. The dynamic between Janelle and her new partner underlines a significant theme: healing and growth in the face of an emotionally difficult experience. Many viewers have speculated on what years of navigating Kody's behavior might have taken from Janelle. Emotional exhaustion, self-doubting moments, and navigating multiple competing personalities are part of what made her journey so compelling to watch. Now, finding herself in a relationship where her partner reassures, respects, and understands her, Janelle is allowed to reclaim her narrative and show fans that personal happiness is possible, even after years of struggle. This new relationship has raised a lot of questions about polygamy and its emotional dynamics. Viewers question whether Janelle's problems were related to the very nature of polygamy or whether they were peculiar to the Brown family dynamics. Public statements from her boyfriend give insight into how support from outside and a real partnership can even make a big difference, even for a person who has lived in a high-conflict polygamous home. Such insight invites fans to think critically about the emotional well-being of the people entering into plural marriages, and the need for consent, communication, and mutual respect. Public sightings of the couple have been sparse, but their public relations have been handled with care to keep private matters private, while still allowing their fans a peek into their relationship. Social media content reveals perhaps more subdued moments in their lives, shared smiles, gestures of encouragement, and admiration that feel genuine and real. These small moments, while simple, can speak volumes about the core of their relationship. Unlike manufactured reality TV drama, these glimpses give every indication that Janelle has found someone for whom consistency and emotional security provide a cornerstone, and probably something she hardly ever experienced in life with Kody. On top of his emotional support, Janelle's boyfriend is reportedly patient and understanding of her children's needs. Family is central to Janelle's life, and any partner would need to embrace and respect that reality. One source, close to the star, says he has made time to form actual bonds with her kids, showing them kindness, patience, and respect. This doesn't just help the transition into a new family unit, but strengthens his dedication to Janelle's overall happiness, making their love more stable and substantive than that of the usual reality TV romance. Another important aspect is the difference in communication. While most of Kody's interactions have been described as controlling, dismissive, or self-focused, Janelle's new man is attentive, an active listener, and a seeker of solutions against conflict. According to sources, disagreements are approached with much discussion and understanding, never with outcry and emotion. It signals that level of maturity and emotional intelligence, which probably has been refreshing for Janelle. This kind of interaction is crucial with regard to long-term compatibility and emotional security, and may be the reason why Janelle is appearing happier and more contented in this phase of her life. Another aspect that keeps fans intrigued is how this couple handles privacy. Unlike the very public lives of the Brown family due to the TV series, Janelle's new relationship is not all out in the open, and intimate details are clearly protected. It seems this balance of public exposure versus respect for privacy is a conscious decision that lets Janelle have the authenticity of living her life without the pressure of constant public opinion, which she probably did not have in her previous marriage. Overall, this is a new chapter in her life, one that's filled with hope, stability, and real affection. It shows that even after terrible emotional experiences, a partnership based on respect, love, and values is still achievable. Her boyfriend's presence serves as strength, not only validating what Janelle went through, but also the need for emotional support in a relationship. To her fans, the story of Janelle and her new partner is inspirational and relatable. It is a living, breathing example of how one can move on after tough circumstances, value oneself, and finally decide upon love that empowers rather than controls. As Janelle now continues through life in the public eye, this relationship promises not only personal happiness, but a new lens to which fans can understand her journey. It's one of resilience, emotional growth, and the ultimate power of finding a partner who truly sees and values you. In the end, it's more than romance. It's a symbol of her freedom, empowerment, and the ability to reclaim one's life after years of living under someone else's shadow. For sure. Fans will continue to follow the journey closely, inspired by the courage it takes to start anew and be happy finally, in a relationship founded on respect, love, and mutual understanding. For many, this chapter in Janelle's life may be the most compelling story yet, providing proof that real love is not about drama, control, or power, but partnership, respect, and shared happiness. The term narcissistic collapse has been floating around Sister Wives fans for months. But now that Janelle's new boyfriend is speaking out, it takes on a whole new level of meaning. But what does it mean exactly? And how does it apply to Kody Brown's behavior behind the cameras? Per sources, including Janelle's boyfriend, Kody has had instances of experiencing total emotional meltdowns. Not just the regular stresses of managing a polygamist family, but behaviors that indicate he struggles more personally with ego, control, and validation. For years, Kody has been the centerpiece of the Brown family dynamics. As the patriarch, he carries a large responsibility of managing multiple wives and children, which in any case would be an uphill task, even for the most well-grounded. But those close to them say that over time, this responsibility, coupled with personal insecurities, has seen him go into fits of emotional reactions that many have now termed a narcissistic collapse. While these moments have indeed been few and far between, they have left impacts on family relationships, especially for wives like Janelle, who struggled with more than just the logistics of family life, but also the unpredictability of Kody's mood changes. Janelle's boyfriend said these incidents were when Kody sometimes reacted to perceived criticism or lack of compliance with vehemence. In those moments, he would get emotionally distant, turn conversations to make himself the victim, or air very dramatic complaints that left family members feeling abandoned or devalued. As he said, it wasn't a one-time incident, it was a pattern, subtly eating at trust and harmony over time. For viewers who had speculated for a long time about what goes on in the show, such revelations validate the sense many have but could not prove concretely. The idea of a narcissistic collapse comes from psychological studies that define such moments when people with narcissistic tendencies fail, are criticized, or lose control. They may react with anger, withdrawal, or manipulative behavior as a coping mechanism. Insiders close to Kody say he has exhibited many of the classic signs: defensiveness, need for constant validation, projection of blame, and emotional volatility. These behaviors create tension, are emotionally exhausting at times, and sometimes unpredictable if his wives and children have to deal with them repeatedly. One of the most stunning accounts comes through Janelle's boyfriend talking about Kody's behavior during family decisions. When those decisions did not go precisely the way he wanted them, Kody would allegedly become highly frustrated, making wives feel like their opinions did not count. Over time, those moments add up and leave emotional fatigue in their wake. Insiders report that Janelle, a rather patient and composed woman, tolerated these moments with poise. But such incidences had a greater effect on her emotional psyche. Hearing these experiences from an outsider really brings validity to what fans have speculated for years. The response on social media has been fierce since these revelations blew up. Many fans went back and re-watched previous episodes, looking at Kody's behavior in light of his narcissistic collapse. Moments that originally had seemed minor, short tempers, passive-aggressive comments, or abrupt exits, are now seen to be part of a greater pattern of instability. The Twitter threads, the forums of Reddit, and Instagram are full of fans who dissect scenes, post their opinions, and debate whether Kody's personality traits are the product of the polygamous lifestyle, personal insecurities, or a combination thereof. His girlfriend, Janelle, brings up that he is not personally attacking Kody at all, but just clearing up a lot of things for the viewers, and stating what was going on at which time. He suggests that during those moments of collapse, Kody was usually experiencing extreme stress within the family, public judgment, or feelings of insufficiency. These are perceived by many as manipulative and deliberate, yet sources close to the situation identify them to be part of an underlying psychological cycle responsible for poor decision-making, communication, and emotional regulation. These actions are most interesting, however, in the effect they have on Janelle. According to her boyfriend, she often had to navigate Kody's unpredictability while also protecting her own emotional space and taking care of her children. There were times when she would mediate conflicts, calm tensions, or absorb emotional outbursts to maintain family stability. Having been witness to these struggles has served to give the audience greater insight into the kind of pressures wives in polygamous households face, especially when one spouse has a tendency toward narcissism. Another aspect revealed by insiders is how these patterns affected the wider Brown family dynamic. While for some wives, moments of tension or conflict may have been felt, the cumulative effect reportedly created an environment in which emotional expression had to be carefully gauged. Children, too, were said to pick up on these tensions, at times feeling the weight of adult conflicts even if they were not directly involved. In this light, Kody's narcissistic collapse is not a personal issue, but rather something that ripples throughout the family and influences interactions, decisions, and the emotional climate. Fans also seem to be curious about the timing of the revelations. As Janelle settles into her new relationship and her boyfriend speaks out publicly, a bright light is now focusing not just on Kody himself, but also on how the rest of the family members have been coping. It becomes clear why Janelle's departure from some aspects of the family structure was a pivotal moment for her personal well-being. For years, viewers saw her as composed, patient, and accommodating, but behind the scenes, she was navigating a minefield of emotional challenges. In interviews, her boyfriend described Kody's behavior in neutral and factual terms, sans sensationalism, but with enough detail to create a picture. He said, when Kody felt criticized or unsupported, he frequently responded with an overreaction that was disproportionate to the situation. This might be a verbal confrontation, emotional isolation of certain family members, or an insistence that his view be adhered to strictly. According to the boyfriend, these patterns created what psychologists call a narcissistic collapse, a moment when ego, stress, and unmet expectations overwhelm the person, sometimes leading to behavior that strained relationships. Importantly, this is an explanation that resonates with fans because it offers both validation and context. For years, viewers had speculated over Kody's motivations, intentions, and emotional stability. Now hearing that insider perspective that framed his behavior within psychological patterns helps fans understand the complexity of the situation. It also somewhat humanizes Kody, in a way, to show that even though his actions may have caused tension or hurt, they are part of a broader struggle with emotional regulation and self-perception. This will, of course, carry heavy implications for the Brown family. Such an understanding of narcissistic collapse might explain past conflicts, why some relationships in the household did well and others did not, and why the wives, such as Janelle, look for refuge from the emptiness of their emotional deprivation somewhere outside the family structure. Her boyfriend's candid discussion becomes a lens through which viewers can reinterpret past seasons with a greater appreciation for what these wives endured and the psychological fortitude such a household demanded. With the conversations not ceasing online, fans dissect every minute detail. Old episode clips are being rewatched, interviews are being analyzed, and forums are filled with debates about what balance of Kody's personality traits, polygamy pressures, and required emotional intelligence can maintain harmony within such a family. It attests to the power of insider revelations and how a single perspective may reshape public understanding of a very long-running reality show. Ultimately, Janelle's boyfriend has shed light on a side of the Brown family that few outsiders ever get to see. Speaking about Kody's narcissistic collapse not only puts context into Janelle's actions, but gives fans an opportunity for reflection regarding the human sides of reality television. These findings have reminded viewers that with each edited scene and dramatic clip, there are real emotions, struggles, and psychological dynamics involved. The term narcissistic collapse may sound dramatic, but in the case of the Brown family, this is a very real pattern of behavior that has shaped relationships, decisions, and family dynamics for years. The candid insight of Janelle's new boyfriend brings clarity, empathy, and understanding, making fans notice both the struggles and the resilience in the family. To the viewers, it's a moment of revelation that reshapes the narrative of sister wives, showing that reality TV is not just something to make one laugh or pass the time, but actually a peek at the intricate complexities of human behaviors, relationships, and personal growth. Whereas the Brown family has always taken center stage among audiences of reality TV, the latest revelations concerning Janelle's new relationship and Kody's alleged narcissistic collapse have set off a maelstrom of debate across social media. For years, viewers have discussed all manner of dynamics within this high-profile polygamist family, from questions of loyalty and love to power struggles and personal growth. The conversation has now been ramped up, as new insights from Janelle's boyfriend give viewers a rare glimpse into the private tensions that exist behind the cameras. But perhaps most importantly, Janelle's exit from the shadow of Kody's control is what really sealed his fate. According to sources close to the family, her decision to enter a healthier relationship has changed not just her own life, but the whole dynamic of the family. While the reality show does occasionally air disagreements and fights, the emotional depth of such situations rarely gets captured. Viewers have now started re-evaluating previous episodes and notice how the wives may have been affected by certain disputes or controlling decisions that Kody made, which previously went unseen by the camera. The public outcry has been divided but loud. Fans have taken to social media, splitting into camps, some sympathetic to Kody, claiming that having multiple marriages is inherently stressful and might justify several of his behaviors. Others are staunchly supportive of Janelle and her courage to reclaim her narrative, to lean into a relationship that centers her joy and well-being. On Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and Facebook, thousands of comments, memes, and threads cropped up analyzing every past and present detail through the new revelations. One of the most talked about aspects of their new family dynamics is how it affects the kids. According to sources, Janelle's boyfriend makes sure to keep a good relationship with her kids, knowing how important they are to her. The intentional act to fit thoughtfully into her family is remarkably different from the reported tension that once occurred under Kody's roof. For years now, viewers have speculated how the kids felt about their father, Kody's behavior. And finally, an insight into how the family members were emotionally affected by what sources describe as a tumultuous environment at times. Another point of debate is how these revelations contribute to the audience's view of polygamy. Whereas some critics might suggest that these difficulties naturally arise because of multiple marriages, others put a human degree onto it, such as personality traits, emotional regulation, and interpersonal skills, which make up harmony within a family. Janelle's boyfriend made it obvious that it wasn't the structure of polygamy causing tension, but rather the interplay between individual behavior and family expectations. This nuance has sparked long debates online, with fans dissecting whether such issues are avoidable or simply an unavoidable reality in plural households. The reactions to Kody's alleged narcissistic collapse have been pretty vehement. To some viewers, these newfound perspectives justify their own suspicions regarding his controlling nature, his emotional outbursts, and his need for validation. Others claim the discussions about him are one-sided and noted that Janelle's boyfriend is an outsider, which could explain why he would see events differently than the members living in this household. Whatever the view, the discussion has spilled over into larger topics of emotional intelligence, family leadership, and the toll of public pressure. Fans have also noticed a huge difference in how the wives treat Janelle now, compared to when she was fully under Kody's leadership. Sources close to the reality TV family explain that her new relationship has allowed her to find her voice, express her opinions, and set boundaries, which in turn influences how other wives treat or perceive her. This change has subtly manifested itself in interviews, social media posts, and even public appearances, insinuating that Janelle's empowerment might affect family dynamics in ways that extend beyond her personal life. Curiously enough, this situation has also brought in discussions concerning accountability and personal growth. According to the views expressed by some fans, now Kody can sit down, reflect upon his behavior, consider how it impacted his wives and children, and perhaps make changes for the future. Then again, other fans believe that these patterns of control and emotional instability are too deeply engraved and difficult to change. Whatever it may be, these debates only show fans are invested in the Brown family's personal evolution, and that reality TV can certainly serve as a lens, through which to deal with broader human behavior. Public reactions aren't limited to fans. Media involvement has also reported on the story, making articles, comments, and analysis pieces on the state of Janelle's relationship, Kody's behavior, and the reverberation in family dynamics. Reality TV commentators made sure to point out that while the show often sensationalizes situations for entertainment, insider accounts, like Janelle's boyfriend, add a level of realness to give a deeper understanding of relationships, personality, and emotional resilience. Often, it is these narratives that create more debate and place the Brown family in the center of discussion when it comes to reality TV. Social media, indeed, forms a huge basis for public perception. Memes, fan edits, commentary videos, and discussion threads have amplified the story, turning what might have been a private family matter into a viral conversation. Hashtags related to Janelle's new relationship and Kody's emotional struggles have trended, reflecting the widespread fascination and concern for the personal lives of reality TV stars. Viewers are not just consuming the content. Instead, they are very actively participating in the narrative, reinterpreting events, and at times even influencing the family's public perception. In addition, this wave of reactions has reached as far as renewed interest in the show itself. Past episodes are re-watched with a critical eye, while new viewers get to know the Brown family through the filter of these recent developments. Some fans even created timelines of analyzing behavior patterns and speculating about what could happen next. That keeps the story of the Brown family culturally relevant, showing how a personal revelation can restart long-running television series. Also of interest is the emotional depth for the wives. While it is all well and good that Janelle has become so empowered, other wives may be encouraged by a myriad of emotions that include feelings of empathy to introspection of their roles in the family dynamic. Observers note how Janelle's reclaiming of her narrative can inspire or challenge other family members, perhaps reshaping interaction and relations in the household. All this adds even more interest to the dynamic, with fans speculating not just about Janelle and Kody, but about the whole family structure. The public's reaction speaks volumes about one key trait of reality TV fandom: emotional investment. Audiences have aligned themselves with the Brown family, and news regarding their personal lives rings deep, stirring empathy, debate, and discussion. Take, for instance, the new relationship that Janelle has entered into, juxtaposed against Kody's alleged narcissistic tendencies, and you will have a narrative full of drama, psychology, and very much human emotion, as good as viral conversation and analysis get. The combination of family dynamics and public reactions thus completes a very realistic picture of how personal decisions, relationships, and emotional patterns in life can affect one family and appear publicly. Janelle's pursuit of happiness outside the family circle, the insights her boyfriend has given, and the revelation regarding Kody's pattern of emotions have altogether rewritten the story of sister wives. Viewers no longer watch a real-life television family, but instead view the web of personalities, struggles, and growth. And the story of the Brown family is more interesting than ever. The moment is both drama and inspiration for viewers. It should remind one that reality TV is not all about entertainment. It is actually one of those lenses through which one can understand resilience, emotional intelligence, and the complexities in human relationships. The Brown family may be in the public eye, but the lessons of empowerment, reflection, and growth resonate with audiences everywhere. In the end, public reaction and shifting family dynamics prove a point. Janelle's choices have created a lasting effect. By stepping into a healthier and more supportive relationship, she has affected not only her own life, but also the way fans perceive the entire family. Discussions about Kody's behavior, family interactions, and emotional health have reached a fever pitch, proving that even after years on television, the Brown family continues to captivate, inspire, and provoke thought. The story is far from over, and as the public continues to react, it's clear that Janelle's empowerment and Kody's emotional journey will remain at the center of conversation. This session of the story reminds one that family dynamics are complex, personal, and deeply intertwined with public perception. And for the Brown family, the world is watching every step of the way. But the story of Janelle Brown, her new relationship, and Kody's alleged narcissistic collapse has captivated Sister Wives fans for years. But now, it's time to consider what these revelations mean for the future of the Brown family and the trajectory of the show itself. With insider details emerging, public reactions at a fever pitch, and social media abuzz with debate, this latest chapter is more than just drama. It's a turning point that could redefine relationships, personal growth, and family dynamics for years to come. The future seems a bit brighter now than it has in years for Janelle. In letting her boyfriend bring some stability, emotional security, and true happiness into her life, she is able to have her voice back and assert an autonomy that has not been seen in many years. Insiders say she is thriving in ways she was not always able to when living under Kody's roof. Now free from that pressure of constant scrutiny and someone else's control, she has the opportunity to really focus on personal growth, family, and happiness. Fans are in awe of her bravery to step into this new chapter, showing that moving forward from less than easy situations and choosing emotional well-being is possible. Her empowerment also serves as a sign of the times for reality TV. Though the audiences have enjoyed Brown family drama for years, Janelle's actions spoke volumes for self-respect, agency, and personal choice. By boldly embracing a partner who respects her voice and puts her happiness first, she acted out an example for others watching in real time. Love should nurture, not control. This resonated deeply within fans, particularly women, who may have experienced similar dynamics in their own lives. By contrast, the future for Kody is much more open. The phrase narcissistic collapse has captured the imagination of viewers and driven thick and fast discussion regarding his behavior and mental well-being. Though many fans have demonstrated loyalty, suggesting that polygamy naturally brings stress and complexity, others view it as a moment of comeuppance. All this public scrutiny about Kody's behavior could make him more reflective and mature, and lead to real changes within the family. According to insiders, this is indeed his chance towards self-awareness, emotional growth, and rebuilding trust with his wives and children. The repercussions that this will have on the Brown family dynamic are huge. It could influence other wives to become more independent and change the communications, decision-making processes, and relationships found within the household. Some speculate as to how this will affect future Sister Wives episodes, and how it may create new plot lines regarding personal growth, reconciliation, and resolving conflicts. One family member taking control of his or her narrative can have a ripple effect of importance, shifting the emotional climate for all involved. Social media continues to play a critical role in shaping these developments. Viewers are not mere spectators. They are active participants in the story, analyzing each episode, discussing relationships, and even guessing how the plot will go. Hashtags involving Janelle's relationship and Kody's emotional journey trend often, sparking discussions, memes, and commentary videos. This level of engagement ensures that the Brown family story remains culturally relevant and fuels the ongoing interest in the show. The future of the series might depend on how these dynamics continue to play out and how the audience receives new narratives that emerge. Another important aspect is the possibility of healing and improvement within the family. Although Janelle has found happiness outside the conventional structure of the Brown family. Insiders close to the family say she still values her relationships with her children and co-wives. By continuing to focus on respectful communication and modeling healthy boundaries, she may inspire others in the family to engage in some introspection about their own roles and interactions. This could lead to positive change in healing past conflicts and fostering a healthier environment for adults and children alike. The story of Kody's supposed narcissistic collapse serves as a warning to what personality traits, control, and ego can do to family relationships. As Janelle's boyfriend discusses these behaviors openly with the camera, he is showing fans that keeping harmony in a polygamist home involves psychological complexities. It leaves viewers thinking about the real person behind reality TV, reminding them there are real hurts, fights, and repercussions behind every edited scene and dramatic clip shown. This might spur more thoughtful engagement among fans, thus leading to an audience more involved with future shows. This story also begs the question of what the future holds for the show itself. One wife seeking her independence, a new romance center stage, and behind-the-scenes disclosures that alter the zeitgeist on the series. The Brown family dynamic may change in ways no one quite expected. Producers could focus on such plot advances to create episodes that delve into personal growth and emotional strength, and even family restructuring. If so, audiences will get a different sense this season, one filled not just with drama, but with life lessons about love, relationships, and self-empowerment. Janelle's new relationship, however, might influence broader conversations about what healthy partnerships look like. In contrast to her experiences under Kody, she now shows that love can be supportive, respectful, and nurturing. Her enthusiastic fans celebrated how she was able to take back her narrative and make choices that aligned with her well-being. This sets an example, not just within the Brown family, but also among the large audiences in reality TV who are looking for examples of positive, empowering relationships. These changes may very well affect the children in the Brown family. According to reports, Janelle's boyfriend is supportive and keen on fostering good relationships with her children, guiding and taking care of them emotionally. This stability could impart long-lasting changes in the way they navigate their experiences as children of a popular polygamous family. Viewers may see an increase in emotional health, empathy, and nurturing within the family as their relationships change, packing a deeper and more multifaceted storyline than that which can be found in regular reality TV drama. Meanwhile, fans are speculating about potential reunions, changed dynamics, and even future romances. Will Kody look deep into his actions and try to start regaining trust? Will other wives follow suit as Janelle has? How does this all impact family cohesion and the dynamics of a polygamist home? These are the questions that keep viewers attached to a story with ramifications that are unforeseeable, yet emotionally charged. In the end, it is the revelations concerning Janelle, her new boyfriend, and Kody's emotional challenges that reflect a universal theme: the pursuit of personal happiness, self-respect, and emotional growth. Through Janelle's story, one sees courage to leave a challenging situation, wisdom in the selection of a supportive partner, and persistence in the desire to live authentically. For Kody, it acts like a mirror to show him the effects of behavior, personality, and leadership on the people around him. And for viewers, it's a powerful reminder of the human complexity behind reality TV. The future of the Brown family, the show, and the personal lives of those involved remains to be seen. Fans stay tuned for new episodes, social media updates, and insider revelations that continue to paint a picture of how these relationships are evolving. As long as the public remains engaged commentary speculating, the story is far from over. Each decision, every conversation, and every new development holds the potential for meaningfully rewriting the narrative in ways to come. What we have in front of us is more than reality TV drama. This is a tale of empowerment, resilience, and personal growth. Janelle's new relationship opened the door to emotional freedom and healthier family dynamics, which create an inspiring narrative for viewers. Kody's story, wrapped around the issue of narcissistic collapse, invites accountability, emotional intelligence, and the hefty challenges of guiding a very complex family structure forward. The future stands to offer continued evolution, ramped-up engagement, and a story that is as compelling and unpredictable as ever. One thing is certain as the Brown family moves forward: the saga of sister wives will continue to rivet audiences, stir debate, and provoke reflection. Whether through Janelle's empowerment, Kody's introspection, or the shifting dynamics among wives and children, fans are watching a story unfold in living color, raw, real, and utterly human. The next chapter has begun, and the world is watching, waiting, and fully invested in every twist, turn, and revelation.